This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
There's an incredible halacha in Hilchos Sukkah, very interesting one. The Shulchan Aruch talks about various types of sukkahs that are permissible, that are acceptable, and those that are not. And the Shulchan Aruch and the Mishnah Berurah brings a Chazal, a Gemara in Sukkah, telling us it very much depends on how you make that sukkah. Meaning like this, the Mishnah Berurah says that a sukkah that was made for a sukkah has a certain kedusha, has the kedusha of a real sukkah. Whereas a sukkah that might be kosher, but wasn't made for sukkahs, might be kosher, and you can actually fulfill the mitzvah, but doesn't have the same kedusha. Says Rav Shalom Shadron Zatzal an incredible insight. He says, look at that. The same sukkah, the same pieces of wood, for what they're both kosher. One of them has the kedusha, and one of them does not. What's the difference? The difference is the intention, the kavanah, the thought process that went into it. One of them, the thought process was, this is for a sukkah, therefore it gets the kedusha. The other one was made as a hut for the shade. Oh, sukkahs is coming up. Great, let's use it for sukkahs. Doesn't have the same kavanah. Therefore, says Rav Shalom Shadron, you know what that tells us about our actions? Every mitzvah that we do, every positive act, whether it's learning Torah, whether it's chesed, whatever it may be, is an opportunity to get closer to the Ribbono Shel Olam, to build up that relationship we have with Hashem, provided we think about what we do. The Chazon Ish once saw a bacha putting on tefillin, and he says, tell me something, are you getting reward for that? He says, I surely will hope so. Well, why do you think I woke up this morning to put on tefillin? He said, actually, you're not really getting much schar for actually putting on the tefillin, because you had no bechira, you had no choice. You didn't wake up this morning thinking, well, I don't know, should I put on tefillin today? Of course you're going to put on tefillin. So what are you getting the ikka, the main schar for? How you do it. The kavanah, the intention. Because if you want to build a relationship with someone, you have to think about it. Every business meeting is about what can we do to make this business better? What can we do to make our relationship with our people, whether it's our employees, whether it's our customers, make them feel loved, make them feel treasured, make them feel wanted. When you want a relationship, you've got to think about it. You've got to work on it. And the relationship we have with Hashem is no different. But we have to realize that Hashem wants to talk to us. I'll tell you an incredible story. There was a single mother, 3 young children. And she's driving, thinking to herself, I've got a big problem. I don't have a parnasa. I was fired from my job a number of weeks ago. Money is running out. What am I going to do? I have 2 options. I have a life insurance, or I have a managing position in a store. I don't know what to do. And I'm backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. Which one is better? Which one's going to make more money? Which one is easier for my kids? All sorts of things. And she looks up as she's driving. She says, Hashem, please give me a sign. Help me decide. And then she tells her Rov afterwards the whole story, and she says, right, you should know, Rov, Hashem talked to me. He said, what happened? A van drove by with a huge bulletin board on the side saying life insurance. I said, that's it. Right after I asked the Ribbono Shel Olam what to do, Hashem talked to me. He talked to me. And we all know the famous Maisa, the Mezhans and Magid, was once in his study, and his grandchild came to him crying. And he said, my dear grandchild, what's the matter? Is everything okay? And he said, well, I was playing hide and seek with my good friends, and it was my turn to hide. And I was hiding. And it was minute after minute. And eventually a whole hour went by. Nobody was coming to look for me. And I realized that they looked for me, they couldn't find me, and they just left. And that was it. I came out and they were gone. They were already playing somewhere else. What happened to the game? I was lost by myself. Nobody came to look for me. Said the Heilige Magid, the Ribbono Shel Olam is hiding from us. The Ribbono Shel Olam is hiding. Hastaponim, we're living in a world where we don't see it clearly, even though it's there if we would look. But it's hard to see. If only we would search. If only we would take the time to look and to search for the Ribbono Shel Olam. And not only search for Him, build that relationship. Think about what we do. Think about Yiddishkeit. Think about the mitzvahs. Think about the relationship that we could have with the Ribbono Shel Olam, that if we do that, we would be able to live our entire lives with Hashem.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.